Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Michelle, and this right here is the real face behind Michelle V. Park Design. You may have seen me kicking around the internet as a DigiArt caricature, but I thought it was high time I introduced the real me. So hello there. I'm a graphic designer, a card maker, and I've recently launched my very own line of premium patterned cardstock. In fact, it's made just down the road from me in Belleville, Ontario. Currently, only my crafty Canadian friends can purchase my cardstock, but I do hope down the road this will change. I've got lots of beautiful colors and styles to choose from, so if you like, click on my link in the description box. Then you just visit the Products for Crafters tab. So that pretty much concludes our intros. Let's get to the crafty bits. Today, I'm going to make a card project for you featuring my black and white check pattern. It's basic, bold, and beautiful. So please stick around. Join me at the craft table. Let's get this project started. So just a quick heads up, today's card project will be made completely out of die cuts. I'll be using my favorite word and shadow die from CZ Design and Simon Says Stamp. It's called Expletive. It's sassy, kinda like me. I'm teaming it up with the Simon Says Stamp Balloon Trio die set, as today's card project is a belated birthday card. If you can't be on time, you might as well be sassy, right? For my Gina K products, I'm using the 1/4 inch sentiment strip set as well as the stitched rectangle die from her Master Layouts 14 collection. This is one of my go-to sets for card building. For the background, I'm using my black and white checked pattern. This pattern reminds me of the checkered flags in the car racing sport. I think this would make a great background for a lot of your masculine cards too. I'm definitely going to tape my die and cardstock down thoroughly, as I don't want anything to shift when I run it through the die cut machine. I need everything to be super straight and square. My cardstock cuts beautifully, and I love the stitched detail. Every card needs a little sparkle, so I'm going to use the Simon Says Stamp metallic cardstock. I'm using the red matte finish today, which brings the perfect amount of shine to my project. The vibrant red color looks amazing against the black and white checked pattern as well. Once I've finished poking out all those extra bits, you'll see just how beautifully this cardstock cuts. For the next part of my card prep, I'm going to cut down an 8.5 by 11 sheet of 100-pound white cardstock and use one of the quarters to die cut 2 shadow layers. I like stacking 2 or 3 shadow layers together because it's a super easy way to add dimension, especially since I'm not always successful at stacking word die cuts. Off camera, I glued the word die to the shadow layers, and here is my completed sassy focal point, which still needs a sub-sentiment. So I'm going to use the late theme pack from my own line of printed sentiment strips. I've chosen We Forgot, perfect for my belated birthday card. After lining it up and taping it down, it's off to the die cut machine. I did a little more card prep off camera because you really didn't need to watch me do the die cutting, but here are my finished pieces. I did 3 black balloons in a beautiful black shiny cardstock. I did 3 white balloon die cuts so I could use those sweet balloon highlights. And then, of course, we have that cute We Forgot sentiment strip. I thought I had all the pieces together to assemble my card, but then I had a thought. I decided I needed to have even more dimension behind my focal image. So I made knot foam squares from the little squares of scrap cardstock that were stacked too high. Then I glued them down to the back side of my sentiment. Now, check it out. Look at all that beautiful dimension. I think I'm ready now to put my card together. To assemble my card, I start with that black and white checkered panel that we die cut earlier. Then I lay out all my die cut pieces in an eye-pleasing fashion. I like to dry fit everything first before I bring out the glue. Typically, I don't center things on my cards as I'm not really good at it, but I do try to create a balanced design, making sure I have nice flow from left to right and top to bottom. Once I'm happy with my design, it's time to break out the glue and my reverse tweezers. These tweezers are like little fingers and great for getting into tight spaces. And so, with the magic of video and an abracadabra, my card project is finished. I mounted the finished panel onto a 5.5 by 4.25 top folding note card, centered it as best I could. Now, let's zoom in one more time to check out that amazing dimension. I love the way my card project turned out. It's bold and graphic, and I think you could give this card to just about anyone. Tell me what you think in the comments below. I'd like to thank each of you for hanging out with me during my very first full-length YouTube video. It would also mean the world to me if you would subscribe, like, or share this video with your crafty friends. And I do hope you'll join me next time.